everyone, here we are again for exercises in the living room. Welcome to a new workout. So we are still on our quest to work with exercise equipment that most probably every one of us has at home. And today I chose the jump rope. Now, don't panic. The exercises we chose are mostly non-jumping exercises, so you don't have to stand in the living room and wake the neighbors by jumping up and down. And there is one exercise where we are using the rope as a jump rope, but there is a non-jump option. So go grab the jump rope from your kids, from the playroom, most probably in some garage there is like an old jump rope lying around, and then let's meet back here. So, and here we are for our warm-up. First of all, I want to apologize that there was no video last week, but I deleted the whole thing after it was done. So here we are for a new try. So just we start standing. We are going to do our warm-up today with the rope. So, and here we are standing straight, having your feet hip wide outside. Fold the rope in half and then just go with your arms all the way to the back. Now you can start here easy. You don't have to kind of push it too much because it's our first movement and we want to give our arms and shoulders a chance to warm up and to kind of get in the mood of exercising. So start easy and then slowly bring your arms more and more back. And keep going. And I'm sorry about my unhappy face. I wanted to look super professional and this kind of ended in this. And then of course you can also go from the other side, so just pulling your arms back behind your head in order to warm up basically the other side of this shoulder movement. Then we come from here to the ground. So this is a nice way of warming up. First lying down, you put your foot into the band, you have your leg straight. Let's say we have the right leg first. You push your left leg into the ground and come with your right leg as much up as you can. So the left leg pushes into the ground, the right leg comes up and down, and as you can see, I'm not holding the position too long. I come up and down quite quickly because we want to make this like a dynamic warm-up. Change your feet, so put the other foot into the band, push your right leg now down and come with your left leg up and down, and really push your kneecap all the way through your leg. You should have the feeling the kneecap is coming out or wants to come out on the other side. So keep going up and down a little bit more, and then we switch to the next movement. So for this one, you have the band again folded, and then around your feet, and make sure your upper body is really long and straight, so you don't want to have a round spine. And then pull yourself on the rope around your feet to the front. Now if you can lean your upper body all the way to the front. Unfortunately I am not very flexible, so I can just come into kind of a straight sitting, but if you can go more, please do so. Just make sure that your spine stays straight, and of course always think that you want to push your hip all the way to the back. So hip goes back, upper body comes forward, and this is how you should kind of also not hold too long. You want to be quite dynamic in the movement. And then we move on to the next movement. So here, this is kind of the same movement that we will have afterwards in our, no, it's not, sorry. So you go from here and you kind of fold the rope, and then you go in 8s under your leg. So you pass it from one hand to the other, and you lift your feet, your legs all the way up. Try not to round your upper body too much, but try to keep your back as straight as possible and have your leg doing all the lifting. So lifting the hands right and left up, and go in the number 8 around your legs, up and down, and keep going a little bit longer. And you can also change direction. Just you want to make sure that arms and legs are getting warmed up nicely here. So, and then we come to our next movement. Untangle the rope and then just come with your hands all the way to the back and step through the rope. So for the time being we go backwards, also to kind of train the coordination here a little bit. So pull the rope back. You have a nice mobility movement here, or a mobility exercise for your arms. And then putting your legs back through. If you have the feeling, I'm not too happy here with the balance, you can obviously also do this forward, if you don't feel safe when stepping back. But give it a try. just to kind of get a feeling again, where does the rope and how high do I need to lift my legs. I mean, training is not only about sweating and being dead at the end of the day, but also about feeling your body and getting a feeling again where limbs and arms are and make them work together. So enough with the lecture here. Stand with your feet hip wide outside and then go all the way down to the side, right and left, as much as you can. Make sure your upper body is not coming too much to the front. Imagine you are standing behind a glass door and your nose is basically always kind of swishing on this glass door. So your nose is going right and left on this glass door, but your upper body cannot come too much to the front. So just keep your upper body long and straight, pull the rope right and left outside, and go down to one side and to the other. And keep going a little bit longer, and then we move on to the next movement. And keep pulling, and we are almost here at the end. We have one more movement, if I see this correct. Yes. So, and then fold the rope again in half, and then step sideways. No, two more movements. And step sideways out and pull the rope right and left outside. Have your knee pointing to the front. Knee should be in one line with your ankle, so you don't want the knee too much in or out. Just look down over your bent knee and see if you can see your second toe. If you see your second toe, everything is good. If you kind of see the first toe or the fifth toe, then you know the knee is too much in or too much out. So try to correct this so that you train the right muscles and not just any muscle. So going right and left out and stretching the rope all the way to the front. And then we have only one more movement to go, and then we are done here. So for the last movement, unfold the rope, and this is a movement that you are going to find in the circuit then afterwards also. So it is basically jumping rope without jumping. So we are just kind of stepping through the rope. So this is here mainly to kind of test how much space you actually need, because it is quite interesting how much, how far these ropes reach. So move out grandma's porcelain of the living room. Make sure no kids are around. Put the cat in a safe place so that you can then swing the rope without any injuries. Little bit longer, and then we are almost done. Of course, you can also go into running. You want to keep your upper body straight and make small circles only with the arms. So, little bit longer, and then we are done. And we move on to our exercises. As you know, I'm going to show all the exercises now, but follow through, so follow up with me so that you can pick your variation, and also that you don't lose all the warming up we just did. I mean, by just sitting around now. So we are first going to show you the circuit that we have prepared, so you kind of get an idea. It's always, like always, we have 8 exercises. Each exercise is going to kind of run for 45 seconds. Then we have a 20-second break, and we move on to the next exercise, and then we have a longer break. If you have time, you can do this for 3 rounds. Try for at least 2 rounds. So, but now here's the warm-up and the showing you of the exercises, so just that you get an idea. So take your rope now and fold it in half, and then stand straight, have your feet hip wide outside, and come with your hands up and pull your hands down behind your back. Before you start, you bring your shoulders down away from your ears. Your neck is long, and on the way down you pull the rope, and as you come up, the rope kind of loses its tension, so you kind of let go of the tension. So first the shoulders go away from your ears. This is very important, otherwise you are training the wrong muscle, and then you pull. And then we come to the next exercise. This one you know already. This is the one we did in the warm-up. So this is the one where you just want to step through or run through. Make sure your upper body is straight. Make sure everything is cleared in front of you and behind you. And then this would be our second exercise. Then exercise number 3, stand on the rope and pull it. So you take 1 foot to the front and you have 1 foot to the back, and you lean all your weight onto your front leg. You lean your upper body to the front, and then you pull with your arms all the way back. Your elbows stay close to you. And you hold for 5 seconds, and then you come back. Next one is high plank and pull the rope. So here we are kind of being a little bit creative. So you come into a high plank and you put the rope around you. And then you cross both ends in front of you. So the right end is on the left side and the left end is on the right side. And then while you are in the plank, so that you don't get bored, you just pull the right and the left and down, as if you want to cut yourself in two. So from here you go right and left down, and make sure your hip and your upper body stay in one line. Go on, and this you do for 45 seconds then. So the next one is a standing rowing, and again we have one foot on the band, on the rope, excuse me. Then you lean your upper body to the front. This is the same like we did before, only this time when you pull, your elbows go right and left outside. So not close to the body and back and up as we had before, but the elbows go as far outside as possible. You hold for 5 seconds, and then you you move on to the next exercise. You repeat again. So the next one is then balancing on the floor. So we put the rope in a nice position so that it is kind of not too straight. You can do all kinds of shapes with it. And then you want to walk over the rope. So now, since this is not really a river over the Amazon River, you have to kind of imagine this here a bit, and you can also make it a bit more difficult. No? So as soon as you find your way into the movement, you can lift your legs, you can walk sideways, you can walk backwards, you can try to close your eyes. So you can find a lot of variations here to make this a bit more challenging. Then we have the next one, which is a side plank with rope pulling. So for this one, we take the rope again, and then you come into a side plank. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more easy, then you have one foot in front of the other, or if you want to make it more difficult, you put both feet one on top of the other. And then you lift your hand and you really stretch the rope long. You hold again for 3-4 seconds. Then you turn again to the other side and you stretch the rope long. If you have the feeling this is too difficult, you just go into the side plank without the rope. So this is up to you here again. And then we come to our last exercise in this round, and this is the rope and the squat. So we fold the rope again in half. We turn our feet outside like we are a sumo. And then you go all the way down into a deep, deep, deep squat. The knees point outside and the heels come up, come up. And you keep the heels up throughout this exercise, and you pull the rope out right and left. So this you do also for 45 seconds then. So, and here we have them again in all their glory. Again, as you know already, 8 exercises, 45 seconds each. I'm going to tell you when it finishes and when it starts, and you just have to focus on the exercise. So now the first one is coming up. This is pulling the rope back. So fold your rope in half and then stand with your feet hip wide outside. 3, 2, 1, and go. So pulling the rope down, and remember to get your shoulders down away from your ears, having your arms long as you come up, and then pull the elbows right and left out, and your head should not kind of come too much to the front, and really try to kind of pull this rope and make it longer. So keep pulling, and as you come up, you let go of the tension a little bit, and as you come down, you really pull outside. And keep going and pull up and down, little bit more only. You can also do this exercise in sitting. I forgot to mention this before. So if you have the feeling this is too difficult, then do it in sitting. So, and keep going a little bit more and take a break. Good. So we get ready for our next movement, which is the stepping through the rope. So you remember, clear out all the expensive art and then get ready. Take the rope long. Remember, small circles with your hands only. 3, 2, 1, and go. So, and stepping through the rope, try to keep your upper body long and straight, and then step through and either land softly with a little bit of kind of hopping here on the front of your feet, or just kind of step through. So we keep on going, and you have a little bit longer to go. So just step through the rope and keep making small circles with your wrists, and then you want to continue a little bit longer. We have about 10 more seconds to go, and then we should be done. Make sure you really land softly so not to wake the neighbors, and also to kind of not make it too hard on your joints. So, and then we have here our break coming up. So you want to get ready for the next exercise. You need the rope long for this. and you want to have your leg in front, and then lean your upper body forward and have all your weight on the front leg, and then pull with the arms right and left towards the back. 3, 2, 1, and go. So from here you pull, you get ready, and then you pull your arms all the way back, hold for 5 seconds, and then let go, make the arms straight, and then go again, pull all the way back and up, hold for 5 seconds, and keep going, and hold, and then down, and hold, and down, and go up, and down, very nice, and up, and down, and we have for like 5 more seconds, so you manage 1 more round, and then break. So, and then we come for our fancy plank and rope exercise. So get the rope around your stomach, get down on your knees, and then get ready to go into a plank in order to pull the rope then right and left. So from here, you get ready, 3, 2, 1, and then go. Rope around you, then go onto your stomach into a high plank, or you can also do a low plank. Then you just have to kind of fumble a little bit to get the different ends pulled right and left. Keep your hip as parallel to the ground as possible. Take your feet right and left more outside. This always helps with keeping the hip parallel so that it is not shaking here like my hip here in the video. So, and then keep pulling right and left. The more you keep your hips straight, the more your core muscles are really working here. So try to kind of be honest there with yourself. And maybe it's a better idea to just kind of touch the rope instead of really pulling it if your hip is not staying parallel. And then 3, 2, 1, and break. And then we move on to our next movement, which is a rowing. So from here you want to again have 1 foot in front and 1 foot in the back, and then bring all your weight to your front leg, and get ready to pull the elbows right and left outside. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And you want to hold this movement again for 5 seconds. Really pull the elbows right and left outside. Make sure your shoulders are not too close to your ears but far away, so that you really don't activate the neck muscles for this, but the muscles between your shoulder blades. And then keep pulling and hold, and then relax your arms and stretch them all the way down. And then keep going. We have like 10 more seconds to go, maybe a little bit more. And keep pulling the elbows outside. Have your back long and straight. Don't round your spine too much, or don't round it at all actually. And then go for our last 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and break again. And then we come for our fancy floor balancing. So you want to use the time here of the break and put the rope nicely on the ground. So be a little bit creative and do some circles with it, and then get ready to stand at the end of the rope in order to start balancing immediately. 3, 2, 1, and go. So now you want to first walk over the rope forward and kind of normal, and then you pick your variation what you want to do in this round. So either you want to walk just front and then turn around at the end of the rope, or you want to walk forward and then maybe just go backwards. And so really stay with this variation for now. We have 2 more rounds to go, so you can pick a new variation in the next round. And keep going a little bit longer, and really make sure that you really stay on the rope. Really imagine that it would go down, as there is a big kind of gap right and left. And then go 3, 2, 1, and then we get ready to go for the next movement, which is a side plank. We have only 2 more movements to go. So now we have a side plank with pulling the rope, and remember, you can also just do the side plank if you don't feel like pulling, or if you don't have the feeling you are strong enough here, or just do a low plank and turn on your side. This is easier on the shoulder. 3, 2, 1, and then go. So get ready into a plank, and then pull your arm all the way up. Hold this tension for like 5 seconds, and then come into a front plank and to pull again all the way outside. And if you want to make it more difficult, you have one foot right on top of the other, or you just keep one foot a little bit in front of the other in order to have a bit more balance here. Make sure your hip and your upper body are in one line, so try to push your hip a little bit more to the front when you feel you start rounding your back. And then we go again, and you have again the last 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and come back. And then we go for the rope squat. So this is the one where we all look like big sumo ringers, like skinny sumo ringers actually. And you turn your feet all the way outside, you fold your rope in half, and now you get ready to go down into a squat and stretch the rope up above your head. So 3, 2, 1, and go. So stretch the rope up above your head, come on your tiptoes, and then go all the way down. Your knees are pointing outside, and when you look down over your knees, you want to see kind of your second, third toe, but you should not see like the first toe, or maybe if things go really wrong, no toes at all. Then you definitely need to correct something here. So second and third toe would be ideal. So keep the heels up to kind of keep your muscles engaged all the time, and keep pulling the rope out right and left as much as you can on your way down so that you engage your shoulder muscles, but make sure your shoulders stay away from your ears. And keep going, and 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay. So, and here we are at the end of our first circuit. So now it's time to get some water, take a break, catch a little bit your breath before we move on. We have like a 40-second break. So this here now is 20 seconds. And then when you start seeing the next kind of picture, then we have another 20 seconds. So then you know you need to hurry a little bit. So our first movement here is going to be the pulling the rope back behind your back. So for this, you want to fold the rope in two or in half, and then stand with your feet hip wide outside, have your shoulders away from your ears, stretch the rope all the way up to the ceiling, and then pull it, start pulling it down. 3, 2, 1, and go. And then, so stand feet hip wide apart to get your shoulders away from your ears, and then start pulling the rope down all the way, and have your neck all the way long, and really keep the tension on the way down. And the elbows go right and left down next to your upper body, and you keep pulling. And here you don't have to hold too long. You can kind of stay in the position and go quickly up and down, and keep going, and a little bit longer. And we have like about 10 seconds to go. So really try to stretch the rope as much as you can. And then you have the last 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then we are here in for our second round break, and you take the rope long because we want to get into stepping through the rope. So here, when you want to get stepping through the rope, you remember to have enough space in the front and in the back. Make sure no one is kind of there. And then 3, 2, 1, and we go. So you start swinging the rope around you, landing soft on the toes of your feet or on the forefoot, and have your arms close to your upper body, and make just small tiny wrist circles with your wrists so that your arms kind of relax here a bit. You do not need shoulders for rope skipping or rope running, what we are doing here, or you just keep stepping through the rope and just swing it over your head slowly. So go a little bit more. And if you just kind of lose your balance, you just start over again. Just make sure there is enough space behind you. And then here we are for our last 5 seconds. So keep hopping or keep running through the rope. And then 3, 2, 1. And take a break again. So now is our first upper body or second upper body exercise. So you want to stand with one leg on the rope. Lean your upper body to the front and bring your hip all the way back, and then keep your elbows close to your upper body. And 3, 2, 1, and then we go. So from here you pull all the way back and up, and you hold for 5 seconds. Then let go and go again all the way up. Hold for 5 seconds. and come down, and make sure your hip upper body stay in one line. You pull your belly button towards your spine so that your spine is not rounding. Your head should be in one line with your back, with your spine here also, so that you can make sure that your shoulders can go back and down, and the shoulders should be, of course, away from your ears. And at the same time, you keep your elbows very close to you, and then we are here for our last 3 seconds, and 2, 1, and back. So, and then we come to our next movement, which is on the floor. So you want to put the rope around you and then cross it in front of you. So the right end goes to the left side and the left end goes to the right side. And then you get ready, you come on your fours, and then you want to come into a high plank. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And go into a high plank, and then take your feet more than hip wide outside, and just busy yourself a bit by pulling the rope to the right and pulling the rope to the left, and of course keeping your hip bones parallel to the floor. And again, here I am not the best example. So if your hip is moving like my hip, then you should maybe stay away from pulling the rope and just lift one arm sideways, because the more you keep your hip parallel, the more you have your stomach muscles really working here. Pull your belly button towards your spine and really make sure that there is no movement from your upper body. 3, 2, 1, and break again. So we are making good progress here in our circuit. This is like halfway through. So the next movement is the rowing. So for the rowing, we want to stand again with one foot on the rope, and then lean the upper body forward and come with your elbows right and left outside. 3, 2, 1, and go. And of course, all the rules that we had for our first pulling movement apply here as well. So the head and the upper body stay in one long straight line. Your shoulders stay away from your ears. Then your elbows pull right and left outside. Your belly button pulls towards the spine, and all your weight is on your front leg. And then you hold again for 5 seconds, and then you relax for like 2 seconds, and then you pull again for 5 seconds and relax for 2 seconds, and you keep going, and then we have 5 more seconds to go, and then go 3, 2, 1, and break. So, and next movement that has nothing to do with strength but more with coordination and kind of body feeling is the floor rope on the ground and the balancing. So be a bit creative here in your last 5 seconds and put the rope in a nice form, so that afterwards then we can start walking on it. So maybe pick a new variation of walking, so maybe backwards or walking forward with closed eyes, to kind of just challenge your balance system a bit more, to feel really where your feet are at and where your point of gravity is, so that you also train this, that you also have this part of training in your workout here, not only strength and, I don't know, muscle growth and cardio training, but also the feeling for your body and getting back this kind of, that we often lose, this kind of feeling where our limbs are, where our arms are, and resting a little bit more in ourselves. So, and then we have here like 3 more seconds. So 3, 2, 1, and then take a break. And then we go for a side plank where you want to pull the rope. So now, as I said before, when there is like too much tension with the pulling, you can also go into a side plank without the rope, or you go in a side plank on your elbow. 3, 2, and 1, and go from here on your knees and then into a high plank. And then you want to start rotating from one side to the other and really pulling the rope all the way up and outside. Hold again for like 5 seconds. Bring a lot of tension into the muscles between your shoulders and the back, and go up and down, and then come into the center and turn from here to the other side. Pull all the way up. And keep pulling up as much as you can. Keep your hip and your upper body in one line, and have your arms like in the letter T, like a long straight line, so like you are a T lying on the side. 2, 1, and then we are here for our last movement of this second round, and we want to go for the sumo squat, skinny sumo squat. And so fold the rope in half and then get ready, stand with your feet more than hip wide outside and go 3, 2, 1 and come onto your tiptoes. Push the rope up above your head as much as you can, and then go down into a deep squat and push your knees right and left outside, and then go down and keep your heels up in between. Remember, you are kind of standing on a rusty nail which is lying there on the floor, so you really don't want to go down with your heel and step into this nail, because this is going to be ugly. And at the same time, you are ordered to do squats and make sure your knees stay in one line with your toes. So you want to, when you look down over your feet, over your knees, you want to see like the second or third toe there. 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Here we are at the end of our second round. So now we have one more round to go, and then this whole fitness workout project here is finished for today. So you have again like a 40-second break here, so get some water and then get ready for our last round of exercises, which is going to be the pulling the rope back behind your back. So you can already start and fold your rope in half, stand with your feet hip wide outside. 3, 2, 1 and go. Okay, and then here we are. So this is our last round of exercises, so you can afterwards say goodbye to pulling down the rope. And remember, feet hip wide outside, belly button pulling a little bit towards the spine so that you have your core muscles engaged here. And then you want to go quite quickly up and down it. On the way down, put as much tension as possible onto the rope and keep pulling it up and down. And as you go up, you really want to stretch your arms here. And keep going, keep pulling, and keep pulling down and up. And then we have 3, 2, 1, and it is bye-bye rowing. And we go for the next one, which is stepping through the rope. So the rope skipping without skipping. So make the rope long, make enough space in the front and in the back, and get ready to step through the rope or run through the rope and come down with your feet very silent. So, and last time, 3, 2, 1, and go. Start rope skipping. So running here through the rope, try to keep your upper body as straight as possible. Remember to make small circles with your wrists in order to really relax your shoulders. And keep going and keep going. Maybe you can go even a little bit faster than the round before, because you know now how the movement feels. You know how much space you actually have to the front and to the back. And you can really focus and just kind of run through the rope here. And maybe change feet also from time to time. And keep going. And we have 5 more seconds to go. So 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then take a break, and we are off for our third movement. So this is our second back muscle exercise. So you want to stand on the rope and then pull it all the way back and up. So make the rope long, put one foot onto the rope, have your front knee bent and your back knee straight, and then 3, 2, 1 and go. So go from here and lean a little bit forward, and then pull your elbows back and up, having your stomach in, and hold for 5 seconds, and then take a break of like 1 or 2 seconds. Then again, hold for 5 seconds and take a break. And keep going. Remember to keep your arms as close to your upper body as possible, and have the elbows go back and up all the way to the back, and your head in one line with your spine, and the back leg is straight so that you get a nice stretch there in the calf muscle as well. You know, it's like a 2-for-1 deal. And then we have like 3 more seconds, 2 and 1 and break. So, and then movement number 4, halfway. You want to go into a high plank and then pull the rope right and left. So get ready, put the rope around you, and then come down onto your fours in order to be ready when the alarm sounds. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And go down on the ground and then start pulling the rope right and left. Your arms might be a little bit tired now, your core muscles might be a little bit tired, so really make sure you put quality first here and maybe don't pull so much on the rope, and make sure that your spine stays also in one line with your upper body and your feet come more outside than your hip. This is important to kind of make this a bit easier. So if you want it more difficult, this means also if you want to make it more difficult, you take your feet closer together. A mirror is really good here to kind of just see where is my hip actually, because I didn't feel that my hip was going so much right and left. I was actually thinking I am a perfect example for this exercise. 2, 1, and come back. So next movement is a movement for our upper body again. So we want to go into rowing. So similar to the first one we did, but this time the elbows go outside. So now take the other foot to the front, stand on your rope, and then get ready to pull your elbows right and left out. 3, 2, 1, and then off you go. So from here you want to lean your upper body forward and then pull your elbows right and left outside. Hold again for 5 seconds and then let go of the tension for 2 seconds, and then pull back and up again for 5 seconds and let go for 2 seconds, and keep going in this rhythm. Keep breathing during the holding of the exercises, of the pulling of the rope, and come back and keep pulling up and back, and keep your head in one line with your upper body and go up and down. And then we go again, 3, 2, and 1. And you come to our coordination movement. So find a new form to put the rope. So maybe in a square except of a circle, or maybe make it straight if you had it curled before. And then maybe you go sideways this time. So you might stand sideways on the rope, and 3, 2, 1, and go. And so pick your variation, or you try now to walk with closed eyes. Try to find something that is a little bit challenging. This is not only a movement to kind of rest and take a little break and make it a bit active, but you really want to, as far as with the equipment we are using as it permits, we want to really challenge our balance system a little bit. So really make sure that you are standing in the center of the rope and not halfway right, halfway left, and kind of put the movement accordingly. So when you feel it's too difficult, take it a notch down, make it a little bit easier, and then continue. So, and here we're coming to an end, and stop, and then go from here and start going into a side plank, and pulling the rope right and left up. Remember, you can do high plank, you can do low plank, you can just stay in a plank to the front. There are really no rights and wrongs to this. So now getting ready, 2 and 1, and off you go. And then you go into a high plank and then turn sideways. Remember, you want to look like the fallen letter T. So your arms should be all straight, and if you want to make it a little bit easier, you take one foot a bit more to the front than the other, so that your feet are like in an offset position and give you a bit more stability from here. And you push the rope, or you pull, the rope all the way up towards the ceiling, and then come into a nice plank in the center, and then turn again to the other side and pull the rope all the way up, and then go again all the way up to the ceiling. 2, 1, and then yay, we are here at the last movement. So we want to go for the squat and pulling the rope. So take your feet more than hip wide outside, turn your feet all the way outside as much as you can, and then bring the rope up above your head and get ready. 2 and 1 to pull the rope all the way down. So now going from here, pulling the rope down, remember to keep the heels as much up as you can, making yourself as long and straight as possible, just to engage as many muscle groups as possible. And this is also the last movement of this whole circuit, so you can really get ready to go all the way down. Maybe do it even a little bit faster than I do here, as long as you can make sure your knees are really pointing out and your toes, your heels are kind of all the way up. And then we are at the end, so 3, 2, and 1. Khalas, we are done. So, excellent, excellent. We are done here. And I will see you in the next round of this workout, which is hopefully next week if I do not delete the videos by then again. If you like what we do here, subscribe to my channel. Every week, new videos. And see you next time.
Yeah.
So, that's it for our workout with a rope. Definitely not our most cardio-based rope workout, but more a workout for strength and coordination. But it's always good to balance them a little bit. So one day you do more a cardio-based workout, on one day more a workout that focuses on strength. I hope you had fun. If you like what we are doing here, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I see you for the next workout in the next week. Bye bye.